Hey everyone, so it is official. Joe Biden has selected Kamala Harris for his VP. This was my prediction, but I am not happy about it. And my main reason for not being thrilled about it is because Joe Biden will likely only run for this one term and he won't run again in 2024. And so Kamala Harris will probably be most of the establishment's like number one pick, like because she's going to run again. And so this is going to give her a big bump going into 2024. And I'm not thrilled about that because I would like the idea of maybe Bernie Sanders doing another run. Maybe I think AOC will be old enough. I don't know. She'll like just barely be old enough, maybe her, maybe Rokana. It's a little up in the air who progressives will run, but not thrilled at the idea of her having such a big boost going into 2024. But besides that, I mean, what are the implications of this on the 2020 race? I think because here's the thing, I don't think that anybody is going to vote for Joe Biden or not vote for Joe Biden because Kamala Harris was chosen. I really don't. I think that there's very few people who that like will be a decision changer for them. Now, where I do think it could have some implications is the fact that it could motivate some people. Not like, oh, I would choose Biden now because it's Harris, or like I wouldn't choose Biden now because it's Harris. But maybe someone who is like on the fence about voting, I could see them either being motivated by the fact that because Kamala Harris kind of has like because while I do have my problems with Harris, she gives off this persona that she is progressive. She'll talk about Medicare for all, kind of. She'll talk about more universal health care. She won't use like the right words. I guess she'll be a little bit more broad about it. A little bit, I would say, not like Clinton, more like Obama. Bill Clinton, I'm talking about. More like Obama, where he was really good at giving off this persona of being like really progressive, but never actually like talking about it in a super specific way. Kamala Harris gives that vibe a little bit because she's a talented speaker, and I think that that's something that will play a factor. So I could see her motivating some progressives, maybe not like Bernie Sanders progressives. I think that a lot of them are fairly familiar with Kamala Harris's past as a prosecutor, and so that's going to hurt her with those voters. But I don't think that those voters were probably going to vote for Biden anyway. And as far as but like some Warren voters that were maybe on the fence about it. But honestly, that's the thing. It's like I don't think that this is going to get anyone to vote for Biden. It's just going to potentially motivate some people. So maybe some Warren voter who is like maybe thinking about staying home, but they're like, oh, Harris, I'll vote for Harris. But on the flip side of that, I could definitely see this potentially motivating more Trump voters. Maybe not a whole lot because Trump's base is already pretty enthused. The question is just the size of his base and whether or not he can get enough people to stay home. Now, I do not think that Kamala Harris is going to really drive turnout in a big way. But we saw in the primaries that Joe Biden was already able to drive out turnout in a fairly substantial way. I mean, he actually had record level turnout for 60 and older, and so that's something to look at. I don't know if that has to do with just population going up, but still, there was record level turnout for Biden. I think a lot of people are unhappy with Trump, and so I think that that's going to be a lot of where these votes come from. And so I don't think Kamala Harris really moves the needle one way or the other. The other interesting news is that the speaking lineup for the Democratic National Convention that was announced, and pretty disappointing. AOC and Bernie both have slots, which is good. I think that Bernie is like giving the opening speech, and then AOC will be somewhere meshed in with everyone else. But then other than that, I mean, Pelosi's going to give a speech. Chuck Schumer's going to give a speech. Bill Clinton will. So will Hillary Clinton. Both the Obamas, I believe. Kamala Harris is going to be. That was actually one of the tip offs that a lot of people are thinking that it was going to be Kamala Harris because she's speaking right before Joe Biden. And then that is and also John Kasich is speaking, who is literally a Republican. He is a Republican who's gone to Joe Biden. And if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about like what kind of president Joe Biden would be, where he's like these moderate Republicans are like this my guy. Like I'm openly be in favor of him. And it's just I mean the fact that John Kasich is going to be speaking, I think is just bizarre because it was on the fence whether or not AOC would be allowed to speak. There's also there was a story that the Young Turks got like their press credentials. They're not going to be given them. They will not be able to be at the DNC convention, which I think is crazy. I mean, they're a giant progressive media outlet, and it's just a real slap in the face to progressives. But that I mean, so has this whole event. The whole event is going to be a slap in the face to progressives. Like just having AOC there. I mean, I guess that's something something. I mean, you knew that Bernie was going to be there just because I mean he literally has delegates going into the convention, so he has to have a speech. But other than that, decent news. I mean, it's Kamala Harris. I don't think it's better than Susan Rice. I would have preferred Bass or Warren, but I think that Kamala Harris will. It'll be interesting watching her debate Pence. That's what I gotta say. I think that she will probably be able to. She will do a lot better than Pence, and there's gonna be so many people that are like, "Oh my gosh, she's so good." It's like it's not gonna be hard. It's not hard to debate Pence. It's really not. The guy is crazy. So it is not hard to beat Pence in a debate. But regardless, that's kind of the news for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you disagreed with anything I said, if you think Kamala Harris is actually going to motivate a bunch of people to go vote for Biden, or maybe motivate a bunch of people not to vote for Biden, let me know what you think. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and have